Alright, what's up guys? I know it's a little loud because I just started the 3000. I'm now muffler-less, so it's definitely louder. I realized that after the last drift event video that I needed the car to be louder just because it'd be cooler in videos. But, have a new brake line, and I'll show you guys where it broke from last week, and I'll give you the whole rundown on that after I get these cars out of the way and get the car out here in the driveway. Alright, so now that the car is up in the air and out of the garage, I'm going to slap that new line on and I'm going to bring you guys along. I'll show you under the car what actually went wrong, and I'll show you that line you saw me throw out of the way earlier. Alright guys, so here's the line, and you can see that it rubbed through right here. Looks like it was rubbing from about here to here, but this is the point where it broke through the stainless steel braid, and then it blew out on me. So what had happened was the whole drift event went great. I started making a video 2 weeks ago when it happened originally, but I didn't have enough content because I didn't have the parts, and I tried getting the parts, and it would have been a pointless video. So we unloaded the car the following day, 2 Sundays ago, and we took it to the car wash because the car was covered in dust. It was pretty filthy after the drift event. So we took the car down to the car wash. Pulling into the car wash, I may have pulled the handbrake, and I mean, it would have happened either way. The line was worn through. But when I pulled the handbrake, I heard a pop under the car, and all of a sudden, handbrake came down into my chest, basically, and I had no brakes. So I pulled in the car wash. We ended up washing the car, and then drove it home with no brakes. It's been sitting in the garage ever since. So I'm going to show you guys where it broke. I just showed you the line. That was a 60-inch line that went to the back right caliper. So we're going to pop the wheel off so it'd be easier to make that connection. If we actually, I might not even have to take the wheel off. Could do it all from under the car. Super easy fix. We're just going to have to rebleed the whole system again and clean up the brake fluid that is all over my garage floor from me just backing the car out and slamming on the pedal there. But we're gonna bleed the rears. There was fluid in the reservoir the whole time, so I don't think the fronts are gonna have air in them, so we should just be okay with bleeding. We should actually just be okay with bleeding the back right, but we're gonna bleed both because they were both open and exposed to the elements. So let's get under the car and I'll show you guys what went wrong. Here under the car we have, at the carrier bearing here, an exhaust mount. And the hole is right up there that the handbrake lines come out of. The line that comes to the back of the handbrake, the feed line to the calipers. This is that line. So then this line has to split back off to each caliper, because on a 3000 GT, it's 2 individual lines that go from the front of the car to the back. So we tee them together inside the car, go into the handbrake, come out of the handbrake, and split them back off right here. So what had happened was there was a clip up in here in the little drive shaft tunnel, and that clip disappeared. So this line basically just fell, and it was dragging on the ground. And then basically it rubbed throughout the event, and I had to pull it off. So we pulled it off here. And if we follow this line, this is the back left line, it goes to right here, and then it starts heading over that way. This line runs up over the subframe here and connects right here on that spot right there that goes to the caliper. So that's going to be what we're replacing right now. Like I said, it's an easy fix, and for this car to be drifting all day over and over and over again, and this be the only downside, the only damage that was accrued from the event, I can't complain. I also disconnected the mufflers, took them off, so now we just have the 3-inch little turn there right next to the diff. Gonna rock that for a little bit. I want the car to be louder, so it's just this little resonator right here. Other than that, it's fully straight piped all the way up to this point, and I want to get a 3-inch blast pipe made that will bolt onto that flange and go out the left side of the car, and I can switch between muffler and blast pipe whenever I want. So the brake line that I got, and that this whole entire car is plumbed with, except for the 2 handbrake feed and return lines. They're Russell lines, but the whole car is done with 3AN stainless braided line from Speedway Motors. So there's the part number for you guys to reference if you want to look it up. But this is a 60-inch 3AN female fitting line, and I'm going to crack this thing open and we're going to get it tightened up underneath of the car. So here we are, it's plumbed, new line right here. Goes down and goes, let's see if I can angle you guys up. Goes up over the subframe arm here, back down, and kind of follows, it'll follow the line of the stock handbrake cable, which is still on the subframe right here, and then ties in right there. So we're gonna have to tighten this guy. We'll start here, we'll hang it up, zip tie it here, and then basically work our way. We're gonna get a new metal clip and a self tapper and secure this guy up onto the floor pan. And they changed it up on me. Their old 3AN lines are smaller 7/16 fitting. These guys are bigger, so I'm gonna have to go grab a bigger wrench, fitting wrench. And also guys, be sure to use fitting wrenches for AN fittings because they go around a little bit more, so you don't have to worry about marring up and stripping the I guess they're not threads, but stripping the fittings. So I'm gonna grab a wrench and we're gonna tighten this up and start securing it. I'm also thinking about getting a piece of the sheet aluminum that I have and making like a little protective skid plate here, just in case if they do hit the ground, I'll be able to hear that hitting the ground and I'll know that something is not right. But yeah, let's see what we can do as far as mounting and securing these. So they bumped up from 7/16 to a 1/2 inch. And then what we also have here is a new, just 3/4 inch clamp and a self-tapping screw. Before we had a plastic one. This one's metal with a little rubber surround to protect. So once this is tight, we'll secure this to the underside of the car. So let me shift you guys around here. Since we have a T-fitting, I'm just gonna use a pair of channel locks. We're just going to hold the middle of the T nice and tight here. Thread the wrench on. So we're basically going to go until it's snug, plus a 1/4 turn, and that should be good. You don't want to break the flare inside on an AN fitting, so that should be perfect. I'm going to move. Go. And this guy upward like that. All right, and we are now secure with the line, and you know there's the rubber, there's a lot of things lower than this, so that won't be hitting the ground anymore. Next is just zip tying 3 of these together and down along this panel here. All right, there we go guys, we are all secured, zip tied all the way down. Follow it up, it joins right there, so we should be good. No tension here, everything feels in good shape, nothing gets close to the drive shaft or anything up in here. And this little bracket will hold better than the plastic one that was under there originally. So guys, it's now dark out. I'm an idiot. I ran out of brake fluid. I thought I had more. I had a full bottle before the drift event, but I ended up using it on Steph's truck. So when there's a 7-Eleven right outside the neighborhood and you don't feel like going 15 minutes away to Pep Boys, this is what we'll do. It's .3 fluid. It's all the same crap as like the Pep Boys in-house brand. So I'm gonna get this thing bled, and then we're gonna go hang out with Kyle and Tyler and, you know, just chill. It's super nice out tonight. Temperature's good. I want to stretch this thing's legs if I can get it bled in time. So let's get this thing done.